Hey everybody, Brad C here. Just wanted to show you a free find that my brother found on Craigslist. He shot me an email and the rest is history, because that right there is free. And I'm going to show you how I built it, and it's really easy to do, and I was actually surprised. Now you can build the setup that I built back here for about $200. And I'll put links in the description to the Amazon products that I bought, and that's the only thing I bought was a couple of anchors that go down in the ground. That makes this a no-dig system, because I didn't want something that I couldn't remove if I decided to down the road. Didn't want to set posts and all that. So somebody gave this entire set away. This was used as some sort of separation on a decking, but it's going to be a privacy fence for me. And as you can see here, it comes with 2 posts, and then these big long slats are going to go in here, and then these are going to be panels that fit inside, of course, top and bottom. So this is approximately 10 feet in width, and that's exactly what I need on my back porch. So what an awesome find. This right here is $30 on Amazon shipped. You might be thinking, boy, that is awfully expensive. Yeah, go check out no-dig anchors, ways to anchor in posts in the ground. Of course, you're going to put your 4x4 in here, and then you're going to drill right to it. Now, these were actually designed for mailboxes. Those big, heavy-duty mailboxes that people have, rich people, I should say. Great big post. And that's what this was designed for. But I'm going to use it for privacy fence. I only have 2 posts in mine. This rebar comes with it. That helps to twist this. If you're not familiar with this type of thing, if you start twisting this, it'll dig itself right into the ground. And they also include these 5 bolts that you'll use to screw into your 4x4. Give you a quick shot of the back porch. You can see Trump's wall behind me. This wall is massive. No, I am not on the Mexican border. All we have is just pea gravel, and it's basically just a place to let the dogs go to the bathroom. I want to have a privacy fence on both sides. This side, right now, there's really nobody as far as dogs or whatnot. On the other side, we actually have some really big dogs. So I went ahead and put in this cheap fence here, this woven wire fence, and it's done the trick. But as you can guess, the wife is not happy with that. That is not up to spec. So I was going to have to put in some privacy fencing, and it's 10 feet from this wall to this wall. Okay, to start with, I just wanted to lay out my 4x4 post. It's actually 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And the good news is, good thing it is 3.5 by 3.5, because that's exactly what fits in here. I guess they know what Lowe's gets, and they've got these things ready. And now I'm doing this side. As you can see here, these things go in with this being able to torque this, turn it, and make it go around, and it curlicues into the ground. And obviously, if you didn't have this massive wall and this fence, which is an aggravation, it would be much easier to spin this. But since I do have this set up, it's going to be a little more difficult. So if you were building a big long fence, you wouldn't have this issue because you wouldn't have any corner wall or this. So what I do is I just use this part of it to turn, which is not as easy by any means. And slowly turn around. And once I get it to there, I put it in there. And I just keep doing that. And that takes a long time. But I'm making an instructional video, Bunny Bear. That's okay. So I just keep turning around. Alright, you get the idea. It's going to keep going. It's taking a long time. Now, if you just had perfect soil and, not this space I'm working with, this is going to go in here much faster. And this goes in pretty good. Now, I've also got a tamp, a real heavy-duty tamp. If I hit into what I feel is a rock, then I will crush down on that. It seems to be able to take that pretty good. That'll help it go in a little bit more. Alright, I've got that far enough down in, and for this setup, you want to make sure your open space is this way, because I'm actually going to be drilling into here. And you can see my 4x4 just slips right in there, just perfect. And now I'm going to take my drill and drill those bolts in. And you can see now this is going to slip right over top of this 4x4. I have a nice solid post. Now, I'm sure I could have paid a little bit extra and got some slatted boards, but this puts them exactly where I want them. So I'm just going to drill in here, drill this out to where I can stick my long pieces in there. Got 2 long pieces, one at the top, one at the bottom. Then I'll just put my other pieces inside. I took a piece of poster board and duct taped it to this because I don't want to be spraying this dust, this sawdust from where I'm chipping away. Now, you can see here what I've done. It's pretty ugly looking. Now I'm going to take this maul and try to get it all opened up if I can. It's going to be a serious job. I probably should have cut these out a different way. Well, that bit didn't do anything but make a mess, so hopefully this will be a little better. That took some finagling, but I finally got that board cut down to the right size. Had to use a hacksaw to trim the end of this, but it finally did the job. I apologize for not showing you exactly how this went together, but it doesn't take rocket science, folks. You know, this long piece here, this just fits right in the top. And the same thing with this bottom piece. That bottom piece fits right in here. And then each of these individual slats will just fit right into the top and the bottom, so it's stuck in there. Now keep in mind, really heavy duty blast into this thing will make these come off. So I mean, if you're buying this to keep out, you know, hardened criminals, do not plan on that. This is not Trump's wall here. This is just a backyard wall to basically keep out any unwanted dogs or maybe little kids that might happen to wander into here. But anyways, you know, this is just a very light fence. And as you can see, I didn't get this completely plumb. It's not square. It's not perfect, and that's why when I got over to right here, I actually had to cut this panel to fit. It's a piece that looks very similar to this. And then for the final piece up here, I'm hoping this is going to be the very final piece. Now this over here, I'm going to have to play with a little bit. As you get real close to it, you can see I didn't get this pushed up inside there, latch it in good and tight, but it's not going anywhere. This goes all the way down in through here. Yeah, I cut that to fit inside there. So this is going to be a nice privacy fence. Now the last step to this process is getting 4x4 posts, and on the other side laying them flush along this and drill holes in those and stake those down into the ground. So that other side will be completely filled in. I don't want any space to where any animal or dog or whatnot can stick their nose under there or be tempted to dig, or our dogs be tempted to dig. Now for my anchor stakes, I just use this rebar. You can get this cheap at Lowe's. It was already cut to this length. Tried to offset these holes. I tried to make this one a little bit low and this one a little bit high, both about 3 inches from the end, and hopefully that'll make a nice secure stake down. Genius me, I thought I'd offset them, and that's going to make it extremely difficult to pound these in. I'm going to have to come up with something to put on top of those to be able to pound them without tearing up my fence. And put a little bit of decking stain on there, and I think that's going to make them a little more visually pleasing and also protect them. And I think my neighbor will be happy that I got something that'll match his deck, kind of similar to mine. So I'll put links in the description to the no-dig anchor system. I think that is key to building something like this. Now the final step is going to be taking some paint, just some white paint, painting over this and down at the bottom. That's where whoever made this, they must have put some sort of, I don't know, RTV or something here to put this together, to bond it. And it's solid, but it looks kind of ugly. That looks a lot better. And the wife says she may actually paint this whole thing, so this will be a little project for her to get into. It does have a few dings here and there. Could use some touch up. Okay, make sure you like, subscribe, and you can check me out at bradctv.com.